When most people think about astronomy, they usually think about stars. So hopefully you've actually had a chance to go out and observe the night sky. I really hope you have, because it is stunning, at least when it's clear, not cloudy, and not a lot of light pollution around. So constellations are usually what we think of when dealing with stars in the sky. According to the book, the constellation is a group of stars named from antiquity. To a modern astronomer, a constellation is actually a region of sky that contains those stars. I realize it's a bit nitpicky, but I did want to point it out. You're hopefully familiar with at least a couple of constellations. For example, the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is actually part of Ursa Major. Ursa means bear, so Ursa Major is the Big Bear. Now, what constellations we actually see at night changes throughout the year. This is because of the orbit of the Earth around the Sun. The sun is so bright that during the day, when it's up, it actually causes the entire sky to glow. If you remember back when talking about light, we discussed why is the sky blue. It's all because of sunlight. So we aren't really able to see the stars during the day. They are up, they do still exist, but we don't actually see them. So we have to wait until after sunset to be able to see the stars. And because the Earth goes around the sun, what stars are up at the same time as the sun is going to change throughout the year. So, for example, the constellation Orion, which is notable because of the 3 bright belt stars, is up during the winter months. The constellation Scorpius is up during the summer months. So we actually see this change of the sky as the Earth goes around the sun. As I mentioned already, the Big Dipper is one that hopefully you're familiar with. It's always in the northern part of the sky. You can actually use the Big Dipper to help find Polaris, the North Star. If you take these 2 stars, they're the kind of front of the spoon, so this would be the handle, here's the bowl of the spoon. Those 2 stars always point to Polaris, the North Star. And the Big Dipper is actually circumpolar. What that means is it doesn't actually go below the horizon. It's actually up all year, all the time. So, no matter when, as long as you can identify the Big Dipper, you're able to find true north. Now, although the stars of the Big Dipper kind of appear to all be the same distance, they are really not. Just looking up at the sky gives you no sense of distance. So, for example, the closest one is at 53 light years, and the farthest is at 360, and yet they all kind of seem like they're the same distance. This is actually an ongoing problem that we have in astronomy, is trying to figure out exactly how far away these things are just by looking up at them in the sky. We do have many clever ways of doing this, but it is an ongoing problem. In this image, we're looking at a long exposure. So what they did is they set up the camera and opened up the shutter to just allow it to record for a couple of hours. Each of these streaks that you see are actually stars. These are known as star trails. And this is showing how the Earth is rotating. Just off camera up here is probably the North Star.